Maker Studio.
Color correction.
Art department specialist.
DIYs, tutorials.
I give relationship advice.
Who am I? What am I do?
I'm a director and an editor.
Is this an all right stance? Do I look cool?
Yeah! I'm passionate.
About making a difference.
I'm a part of Maker because I've never compromised my creativity or what I wanted to say.
The people who are in the content are also part of making the content.
I'm really afraid of
Not having freedom.
They allow me to make what I want to make and not what they think I should make.
in 5 years.
Every kid is going to have a camera that's as good as the cameras you're seeing at the movies.
Everything will be digital, and digital will be everything.
Boom!
The only difference will be we probably won't call it digital.
I remember the first time I saw a Hi, I'm Ron video, and I was like, I love him.
It's getting too real.
Once I realized that the people on the other side of this lens are real people, my whole perspective shifted.
We don't have to convince people of that anymore. Everybody gets it.
And we're vlogging!
Let's empower each other. Let's help each other.
I am Maker.
I am Maker.
I am Maker.
I am Maker.
I am.
I am Maker.
Maker!
I am Maker.
I am Maker.
I am Maker.
Hello again, everybody. I'm very pleased to introduce former Chief Executive of Endemol, the founder of Fox Kids, and now Chief Executive of Maker Studios, Ynon Kreiz. Please welcome Ynon.
All right.
Yeah. So, Ynon, we just said a little clip of what you guys do at Maker. Why don't you, for those in the audience who don't know Maker and its work, why don't you give us a little rundown of what you're involved in, what you do?
Well, what we've seen over the last few years is an emergence of a whole new medium of short form. While growth in most parts of media is flat or declining, this side of the business is growing at a faster rate than anything else out there, in most cases at the double-digit rate. And what started as a phenomenon of self-expression and user-generated content of grandmother doing somersaults and cats talking like dogs is now becoming mainstream and is a real business. And if you look at what happens to consumption habits, they're changing rapidly, where there's a massive shift from linear television to online video in general, and short form in particular. Mm-hmm. And this is really the case when you look at the millennial generation, where that phenomena is particularly strong. Right. Now, there's a lot of research done about that side of the industry, and I'll give you just a couple of pieces of data. So take kids and young adults, 12 to 24. Today watch a third less television, linear television, than adults 35 to 49, and less than half of linear television than adults 50 to 65. Now, it's not that they watch more as they grow older, but rather they watch less as they grow younger. Right. And within that space, Maker Studio is the category leader today, the largest short-form network in the world.
Yeah. Now, you and I met a few months ago in Los Angeles, and we talked about Maker and the things you were doing. Shortly afterwards, Maker was acquired by the Walt Disney Company. What happened? You're now part of Disney, part of this enormous media conglomerate. Why did they buy you, and what can you do for each other?
Well, everything that I just said, Disney obviously saw as well. And Disney is an amazing company, and Bob Iger is a visionary.
And we saw Bob on the clip there, right?
That's right, yeah. And they had to do something to remain relevant in that space, in the short-form medium, and especially with millennials, where you had to kind of find a way to remain contextual. So for Disney, the opportunity was to extend their business into short form, where Maker today reaches over 9 billion views per month. and we have about 550 million subscribers globally. So for them, it was an opportunity to extend their business to short form. And for us, for Maker, the opportunity was to extend our business into traditional media and leverage the global resources of the Walt Disney Company in terms of great assets and a great sales force on the ground coming to this market, for example.
Yeah.
Now, when you say Disney, you know, for a lot of people, it means kind of people think of Mickey and Friends, where today the Walt Disney Company is much bigger than that. It's Lucasfilm, it's Marvel, it's Pixar, it's ESPN, of course, ABC, and you know, some of the greatest properties, media properties and franchises out there, from Star Wars to Frozen to Guardians of the Galaxy and many great other assets. So that combination of the #1 media company in the world and the largest short-form online company on the internet is a very powerful match that is going to have a very important impact on this market. If you take our combined reach between Maker and Disney together, according to ComScore in America, we're third, just behind Google and Facebook. And then there's Maker and Disney in terms of reach to unique individuals in video terms.
Right. And it's not just Disney. I mean, other companies have been looking at this space, at short-form video, at online video, and they want to reach millennials, right? I mean, you have Fox and A&E putting money into Vice.
Right.
You know, DreamWorks Animation bought Awesomeness TV. I mean, there's a lot. I think Full Screen was recently sold. There's a lot of stuff going on. And this touches on what you mentioned at the beginning, but this generation of young kids who haven't grown up with television in the same way that other generations have.
Right. Millennials today have more choice than any generation before. They control what they watch, when, where, how, and why. You know, gone are the days where you can dictate to the consumer, you know, what they will watch next. So this is on one side, and against it, you have a demographic that is really valuable, really hard to reach, a lot of spending power, and at the same time, you can't find them. Now, millennials watch about 50% more online video than the average internet user. And if you want to find them, it's most likely they will be online. Right. And this is really the trend where you see the traditional media players trying to find millennials where they are, and this is it.
And when we talk about millennials, we're talking about young people born between what,
14 to 34.
Right. So it's a hard to reach demographic. So how are you guys reaching them at Maker? We're talking about the kind of expertise that you have and getting to these audiences.
I think it's really important to define the medium when we say short form. A lot of people make the mistake and say short form is like long form except shorter. It's not the case. Short form is a different form factor, is a different medium in the way you produce it, the way you consume it, the way you monetize it, how you market it, how you share it, and in that sense is as different, you know, same distance between movies and television as between television and short form. And that takes particular expertise. I come from traditional media, and even for me, it took kind of time to understand the different landscape and how how different you need to think about approaching this space. Short form, also important to say, is actually even getting shorter. If you take the top 100 video properties in America, from Google and YouTube, Netflix, AOL, Yahoo, all the way to Amazon and Netflix and Hulu, all properties, 100. The average duration of a video is less than 4 minutes. And this is actually down from a year ago when it was more than 5 minutes, so 25% less in duration. And this doesn't include mobile. This is just on desktop. So there's clearly demand, and the consumption pattern shows that there is a lot of short-form content.
Yep.
So it's really important to emphasize that. Now, when you factor mobile, it's it's even more of the case because the form factor of mobile lends itself to consumption of shorter content.
Yeah.
Netflix recently came out with research that says that almost 90% of Netflix content consumed on mobile is shorter than 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And Netflix fundamentally is not a short-form platform, yet people consume on mobile a lot of short form of Netflix. So you know there is demand, and you know there's a need for that. Mm-hmm. Now within that space, Maker evolved as a company that specializes in the genre. Coming out of YouTube, Maker started as basically a group of YouTube stars coming together and creating their own platform to build their own mechanism to connect with the users, and built a DNA of a media company that understands content in short form, and understood all the things that I mentioned earlier. And that's really what separated the company from the rest of the market. Now, we do three things. We inspire expression and empower creators to maximize the reach and monetization. We also entertain global audiences with authentic online content that is organized around core passions and interests. And also, crucially, we enable global brands to reach and engage in large scale with the millennial audience that is very hard to find otherwise. Right. And I thought maybe we should run a quick clip, one example, one of our shows. This is, the show is called Epic Rap Battles. It's, in the 70s, there used to be rap battles, literally, especially in Harlem, in New York, where gangsters used to kind of fight against each other, and instead of shooting, they would rap. So we have two of our greatest creators came together and built a parody where they pit different figures from history against each other. So you have Hitler versus Stalin, Moses versus Santa Claus, Miley Cyrus versus Jeanne d'Arc, Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. And here's one example of a recent episode of the Ninja Turtles versus their namesake artist.
Okay.
Let's run it.
Let's run the clip.
Epic rap battles of history. Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael versus Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. We got
Cowabunga dude, so let's get it on. Reptiles against the fathers of the Renaissance. We got the classical technique to kick these three-toed freaks back onto the street. I take a turtle and turn him into mincemeat. You don't really want to step to Da Vinci. I love the ladies, I like to keep it mellow. So let me pass the mic to my man Donatello.
Hard shell, but you're gross in the middle. Wouldn't want to touch you with a 6-foot chisel.
The wisdom of our master taught us not to rush to violence. But our master Splinter ain't here, G. I don't think you want to mess with my katana blade. Back in your fly behind like helicopter fly away. I could be mouth for steady rock a mic sucker. I'm a pristine, sistine nunchucker. Oh hi, I'm a cool.
So one example, this episode did in the first week over 12 million views. These numbers challenge every top show and every major network in America in prime time. And by now it did over 30 million views. Right. On average, or today, this series did over 2 billion views, and the numbers continue to grow. Now we have globally over 55,000 creators all over the world in more than 100 countries. And it's a large network of people that create great content, but we also put a lot of emphasis on quality because you don't want just to have, ubiquitous, a lot of content. It's got to be also of value that will appeal to the consumer and the advertisers. So every single day, we get between 10 to 15,000 new people that want to join our network as creators from all over the world, between 10 to 15,000, of which we pick about 100 a day. Now, 100 a day is still a big number, but it's a fraction relative to the number of people who want to join the network. And this is because of the emphasis on quality.
Right.
Now, many of the creators start small, but grow very fast. And then some of them, and quite a few of them, then mature and become global phenomena. Many of our stars, and we're the home of most of the stars on YouTube, or the online stars, reach millions of people every time they put a video out. They have subscribers that in some cases are the size of countries.
Right.
And there are many, many examples. The most obvious and one to kind of easy to point to is PewDiePie, which is a Swedish creator, very talented creator that started his channel out of his bedroom, actually his girlfriend's bedroom in Italy, and grew to become the single largest star on YouTube. Today, with over 30 million subscribers, generating over 450 million views per month. And I want to show you actually not so much his work, but more of what happens when he shows up in Singapore airport, where nobody was supposed to know he's coming, but see what happens. Let's run the tape.
The clip.
My name. I don't like these places.
There's the stairs.
Yeah, let's do it together. How do I get the rum?
Press C when you're standing still. It'll make you drunk.
Am I a Viking or a samurai?
You're a Viking.
Hell yeah. Whoa! Whoa!
Why'd you kill me?
Stay awesome, bros.
So this is PewDiePie. Now, what makes our work exciting and interesting is that we're inventing a new medium. What we are doing has not been done before. Everyone in our company is a maker and also a macher, because people speak Yiddish here. Because we have to, it's not, you can't hire somebody that did something in another company and tell him, whatever you did over there, come and do for us, because this is new. And this is being formed. But you look at the numbers, and they move very fast. And as we shape the trend, what we expect now that through our work with Disney, we can amplify and accelerate our growth and create an industry that is now, as I said earlier, becoming mainstream.
Right, right. Now, one of the issues about online video and about the growth of online video is that the advertising, the CPMs are still, they don't compare very favorably with CPMs for linear TV, for traditional television. Do you see that changing anytime soon? Because it's clearly, that the audience is there already. I mean, you mentioned, hundreds of millions of people, young people watching this stuff. When does it tip? When does the advertising catch up?
Well, in some cases you'd be surprised, but the CPM that we get is higher than television, which actually is a challenge. But the point is, we need to remember this is still an early, nascent industry that probably monetizes way ahead of where it should be if you compare it to what happened in the early days of social, for example, or social or blogging. So we are in the business of monetizing advertising inventory, or creating expression and then monetizing it. It is ramping very quickly. It's still behind television, but the growth is staggering, and really it is double-digit at this stage. Now, a lot of credit goes to YouTube that did a great job, really. I mean, they catalyzed the whole space and created effectively what is today the largest cable company in the world, driven by Google with a sales force of over 12,000 people that is monetizing it. And YouTube today reaches more 18 to 34 years old in America than any other cable network. So, very strong reach. Now, monetization is behind, but it is catching up. Last week, literally last week, Daryl Sim, who's the CEO of OMD, one of the largest media buying agencies in the world with a controlling budget of over $55 billion, went out with a statement saying that they are now advising, and they represent people like Visa, Pepsi, McDonald's. They're now Apple. They're now advising their clients to move between 10 to 25% of the TV budget to online video.
Right.
So change is coming. We're still at an early stage, but it's coming. Now, there are different ways to monetize media expression. There's obviously ad sales, there's sponsorship, and there's brand integration or branded entertainment. And I'm going to give you an example of our approach to branded entertainment, where this is high value but high touch type of production, where you integrate advertisers or brands into content. And the challenge is always, how do you do it in large scale? How do you industrialize it? And what we've done, we created our own platform, leveraging our technology to build a marketplace that that brings together advertisers with our network of creators, whereby the advertiser would open up and provide some assets to the creators, logos, video footage, graphics, and the creators would then go and use their own imagination and creative freedom to express what they think would be cool and relevant advertising for millennials. So here are just 3 very short examples. In this particular case, the format was short advertising in short bursts. But I just want to show you the type of product that comes out of that effort. Okay. So let's run the tape.
Hi, I'll try those new BK chicken fries. 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 Chicken fries.
Discontinued.
No!
Chicken fries are back.
Oh, chicken fries.
Just remember your pants on your way to get them.
Put the pants on.
Wait, what?
Hey, get up. Don't you want those chicken fries?
So the chicken fries, chicken is back campaign, you know, if you're an advertiser and you have to come up with a campaign, you'd pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, depending obviously on the campaign, to create something that is relevant. And then you'd have 1 or 2 pieces of advertising. And here, we amplify the network to create a multitude of pieces of advertising that are, you see, a little quirky, but they connect. And the most important thing is to reach the audience in a way that will talk in their language, right, and be interesting and appealing to them. And really, this is the art and how you combine technology, where we invest heavily in, with art and science to reach and engage with the audience.
So you're in this new space, but you're a TV guy, right? I mean, you've been on the stage before when you were at Endemol. You've been to, I think you were telling me, 40 MIPs. It's a lot of MIPs.
No, it feels a little bit like a bar mitzvah here. I see so many familiar faces.
And you guys were here for the MIP Digital Fronts in April. Why are you here this year? What is Maker doing at MIP this time?
So as I said earlier, we work with, part of the reason we combined with Disney is to extend what we do to traditional media. And in this particular market, we actually brought 2 products to the market where we are sellers. We created branded blocks where we bring the structured, or the best of the Maker network into a structured format of long-form shows that we're offering to pay TV and pay TV channels and free-to-air broadcasters. We actually recently also announced that we've done the first of that with the Disney Channel in the US and Disney XD in the US, where we actually sold or will provide shows to those channels in television terms. Now, what is interesting with this particular product is that we find that there's a lot of demand by the TV channel, the same people that see erosion in their viewership, try and find a way to bring the audience back. So they come to us, and we work with them to bring our shows on air, and with our shows, the audience follows. So that's one way that we work with broadcasters and pay TV channels that and we brought that product here to the market. And the second offering is what we call a maker box set, where we aggregate thousands of episodes pulled out of a network of over 12 million videos that we have in our system that grow at the rate of between 500 to 750,000 new videos every month. So we handpick the best of that network, and we offer that box set to MVPDs and OTT players that will then sell it in. So we now, in this particular, this is the first MIP where we bring in these two products, the branded blocks and the box set, to the market, and we work with the Disney sales team, the best sales team in the market, really, to push and drive the product to their clients.
And you're working with Fusion as well, that's right?
That's right, and the third such initiative, which is also really exciting, is a block that we will provide to Fusion.
This is the joint venture between ABC and Univision.
And Univision, correct. Where in the case of Disney Channel and Disney XD, these are more specials, one-offs, one for Halloween and one more of a prank package product. And with Fusion, it's going to be more of a series over 12 episodes.
Right. Now, you founded Fox Kids, sold to Disney, so there's a Disney connection back there. You were the CEO of Endemol until quite recently. What do you make of, I mean, looking at Endemol, and Endemol's in the news, and there'll probably be some people in the audience who work for Endemol. What do you make of what happened with Endemol, with the merger with Shine and Core, and the prospects for the independent sector?
Well, I have a lot of warm feelings towards Endemol, and Shine is a great company in and of itself. I think the merger makes, in my mind, a lot of sense, and I think it's a smart move by the stakeholders to bring these companies together. The challenge that is facing that all the production companies, the independent production companies are facing, is really to stay relevant and find a way to produce content that will engage with the audience. And what I said earlier, really, what is affecting television by extension is really driving a whole, driving impact across the whole ecosystem. So the challenge for the independent production companies is to find a way to leverage their creativity and adjust it to this new medium. As I said, it is not easy because it's a different form factor, and you kind of make a trivial mistake and assume, okay, I'm great in creativity for television, I can apply it over here.
Right.
And the other thing that is a real challenge in the space is scale, where we need to remember this is an online play, and Maker is an online company. And what makes us an internet company is not that we distribute our content online as opposed to over the air or through cable, is that what do you do with the fact that you're an online company, and how do you leverage all the values and the attributes that you can drive from the internet? So, we invest heavily in technology. Our second largest workforce is in tech, just behind content.
Right.
And we, every day, process about 2 billion rows of data to make informed decisions, programmatic decisions, commercial decisions. So we find a way to drive and engage with the audience at a scientific level.
Right.
And you can only do that when you reach critical mass and you have enough of a scale and size to invest heavily in tech and tools and other platforms, and also have a real representation of the marketplace.
Right. Now, we're almost out of time, but before we go, given where you sit now and the audience that you're targeting, the millennial audience, do you think that the TV industry, that the companies are doing enough to go after those viewers, that they should do more? Are you there, capitalizing on the fact that they're not doing enough? What do you think?
Look, everybody is running after millennials, and the millennials are running after us.
Right.
Because we have something that they want, which is great content. And it's a bit of a cliche to say it's about content, but guess what? It is. And it's really a combination of how do you create and aggregate great content that millennials want to watch, and how do you drive it, how you distribute it, and how you monetize it in a way that is commercially viable.
Yeah.
And that is really the art and the science that we believe we managed to put together, and now part of the Walt Disney Company, the world's largest media enterprise. We believe we're in a good place to achieve it.
Okay, all right. Ynon, thank you so much. Round of applause, please, for Ynon.
Thank you.
Thank you.